T-minus 10 seconds. T-minus 5. There's engine start. And liftoff of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, hauling 50 more Starlink internet satellites into orbit. Falcon 9 heading downrange now to the northeast. We're hearing the rumble of those 9 Merlin 1D engines producing 1.7 million pounds of thrust now. Falcon 9 climbing into mostly clear skies tonight. Now passing T plus 90 seconds. I hope you enjoyed that rumble from the 9 Merlin engines, generating 1.7 million pounds of thrust. Falcon 9 has climbed above a thin cloud layer over the Space Coast. Now about 30 seconds, 35 seconds or so until main engine cutoff. That's when the 9 Merlin engines will shut down on the first stage. A few seconds later, we should see stage separation. And then we should see ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage. We'll stand by for those milestones in the next 15 to 20 seconds. We have main engine cutoff. It looks like we have ignition also of the second stage. Merlin vacuum engine now producing about 200,000 pounds of thrust. This is a 6-minute burn to inject the 54 Starlink satellites into their preliminary transfer orbit. Passing 3 minutes into the flight now. We're now switching to SpaceX's stream of the launch. So you're seeing onboard views from the first stage booster on the left-hand side of your screen. And on the right, you're seeing the Merlin vacuum engine doing its work. That nozzle glowing red hot. That is normal, producing, again, about 200,000 pounds of thrust. The first stage is heading toward landing on the drone ship. Just read the instructions. About 400 miles northeast of the Cape tonight. You can see the 4 hypersonic grid fins have extended, and you're seeing periodic pulses from coal gas thrusters. Those thrusters using nitrogen gas to reorient the booster into the proper orientation or attitude for reentry back into the atmosphere. Everything looking good. 4 minutes, approaching 4 minutes into the flight. Now mark T plus 4 minutes. The Falcon 9 now at an altitude, the booster at an altitude of 130 kilometers, the second stage passing 145 kilometers now. The next major milestone will be the entry burn of the first stage booster. That should begin in less than 40 seconds now. That will be a relight of 3 of the Merlin engines on the first stage. You'll see that hopefully if the onboard camera from the Falcon 9 booster remains steady. We hope to see that ignition of the 3 Merlin engines for the entry burn in about 20 to 30 seconds.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
SpaceX confirms the startup of the entry
safe.
burn. 3 Merlin engines have lit to slow the rocket down for its re-entry back into the atmosphere. You can see that velocity meter on the lower left rapidly decreasing with this retrograde burn.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And there's entry burn shutdown. The next burn will be a single engine burn, the landing burn, using the center engine for the final braking before touchdown on the drone ship.
Stage 2 FTS has safed.
Stage 1 transonic.
Stage 1 now passing below the speed of sound, heading for the landing on the drone ship. Just read the instructions. This is completing the 6th flight to space for this booster. Booster 1067 now on the final phase of its descent. You're seeing live views from Stage 2 of the Falcon 9 with the Merlin vacuum engine firing to inject these 54 Starlink satellites into orbit.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Stage 1 landing burn underway. You can see that on the left side of your screen. Coming through some clouds now, heading for the deck of Just Read the Instructions.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Seco.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And there's a successful landing. Booster 1067 has arrived on the deck of the drone ship. Just read the instructions, completing the 6th flight to space for this Falcon 9 first stage.
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
We also have heard that the upper stage has arrived in orbit now with the 54 Starlink internet satellites after the Merlin vacuum engine completed its orbit insertion burn. And the last call we heard that the Falcon 9's upper stage has passed over the horizon here at Cape Canaveral. The ground tracking station here at the launch site has lost the signal from the vehicle as expected, but a downrange tracking station in Newfoundland is now receiving telemetry from the rocket.